Winter Evening Pastimes, or The Merrymaker's Companion, containing a complete collection of evening sports, including Twelfth Night ceremonies, with copious directions for crying forfeits and promoting harmless mirth and innocent amusement. The whole selected, altered, and composed by Rachel Revel, spinster. Pile fresh logs on the fire, let the sports be begun. Since Christmas and youth are the seasons for fun, and age may be gay, for no cynic denies that greybeards themselves may be merry and wise. 60 winters, 'tis true, make the blood somewhat frigid, and old folks for romping and dancing too rigid. Yet in social delights they may freely partake, and go snacks with the youngsters in wit, wine, and cake. Humors of Twelfth Cake. Dedication to Mrs. Letitia Powell. My dear Letitia, the many turns in fortune's wheel which you have witnessed are such as to make you contemplate without surprise the strange transitions incident to human character. Some good old poet once observed that the times change, and we ourselves are changed with them. How clearly doth my case illustrate that position! You may remember that when we were schoolfellows, although devotedly attached, our characters were utterly dissimilar, on which account we were called Light and Shade by a shrewd satirist. Moreover, some peculiar circumstances made these names stick so closely to us that we could not subsequently shake them off. The slender elegance of your form, the lightness of your step, the dazzling whiteness of your skin, your flaxen tresses, and, more than all, the liveliness of your sweet disposition, playful wit, and boundless drollery, made the name of Light most strikingly appropriate to you. My epithet of Shade I had conferred upon me many months before you came to school, simply because I was compelled to wear a shade to screen my eyes, which were attacked by inflammation. There was nothing particularly disagreeable to me in this appellation, and I answered to it as contentedly as if I had received it from my godfather, until a circumstance arose which placed this shadowy title quite in a new light, and such a one as gave me a full view of the humiliation it insinuated when contrasted with your. One day, as Shade reposed beneath the shadow of a platanus, reading Gray's Elegy in pensive mood, she chanced to overhear the following dialogue between the schoolmistress and her assistant. I am a perfect convert to the opinion of those who assert that nature delights in contrast. A dwarfish man has generally the honest ambition to seek a tall, majestic woman for his mate, while those gigantic fellows who might enlist for grenadiers in a crack regiment of Prussian infantry are only charmed by sylphid forms and Venuses in miniature. But have we not, beneath our roof, an illustration of the doctrine? Look at those romantically attached friends, Letitia Airy and Miss Rachel Revel. Pray, where could you, in all respects, find two more perfect opposites? In the former we see l'Allegro of Milton, as it were personified, while the latter might go as housekeeper to Giant Despair, or live as barmaid in the cave of Trophonius, if anything of a cordial nature ever was dispensed to the frequenters of a place so dolorous. For an account of the cave of Trophonius, see Lempriere's Classical Dictionary. Madam, I quite agree with you. The contrast is extreme. Letitia is gaiety itself, fair, playful, witty, beautiful. But Rachel, poor thing, has a disposition sombre as her complexion. Her dark mind harmonizes finely with her swarthy skin, her jetty locks, and clumsy figure. She is slow of apprehension, devoid of fancy, destitute of drollery. A Capuchin philosopher would extract 12 gallons of moonshine from a thimbleful of Midsummer's Night Dew, ere she'd find out one particle of wit in all the writings of Cervantes, Shakespeare, Swift, Erasmus, Lucian, or Butler. You are right, Miss Trimmer. 'Twas a bright thought, however, to denominate these two friends Light and Shade. Yet as I cannot but condemn the odious practice of imposing nicknames, I shall use my utmost means to put an end to such a custom. For in educating children we should repress the arrogance which seeks to undervalue others, and kindle in their breasts those feelings of forbearance and goodwill which constitute the chief attractions of a Christian and a gentleman. The self-love of my youthful mind, blunt as they thought my faculties, was keenly wounded by these observations. How little did they suspect what just cause I had for melancholy. 'Tis true I was then wretched, and continued so for a long series of years, until religion came to tranquillize my mind. I then grew quite an altered creature, and became as noted for cheerfulness and gaiety as I had been remarkable for melancholy. You are, Laetitia, my earliest, dearest friend. Would I could suitably express the pleasure it affords me thus to tender you a public testimony of affection. Deign to accept a spinster's maiden work, and though you will find the little book obscured by many faults, I hope, upon the whole, it will be found to have more light than shade. Ever, with true regard, your devoted servant, Rachel Revel.